So here I am. I was supposed to do a recorded Zoom video call, like a live Q&A with Anthony Ferrer of the Timepiece Gentleman, but for whatever reason, he ghosted me. He completely disappeared. Just so you know, he reached out to me in November of last year. We had a nice long phone call. He wanted to propose a deal. You see, my video that I made last year, The Rise and Fall of the Timepiece Gentleman, well, it's on my blog and it ranks on the first page of Google when you search for his name. He wanted it and I was agreeable to rewriting the blog post in his favor, and in exchange, this was his offer, not my request. He said he would do a live interview with me. I have all the emails to prove it. So since we never did that video, obviously, in this video, I'm gonna share the 10 questions I was supposed to ask him on a recorded Zoom live stream. Maybe you can help me answer them. Stay tuned. The first question I was going to ask Anthony Ferrer of the Timepiece Gentleman. Number 1, it's been a bit of a wild ride with you the last few years, Anthony. Timepiece Gentleman has had quite the success story from impressive growth, especially on YouTube, but things took a turn with your split from Dallas Timepiece Gentleman. Can you talk about your move to LA and how it's been going? What do you guys think? I think his move to LA has been a complete and utter disaster. He started off renting a $95,000 penthouse in downtown LA, and that was a complete failure. He was allegedly robbed at gunpoint in his temporary home in Hollywood Hills. Now, this was not the penthouse, and later he offered $1 million reward, but supposedly only fake decoy watches were taken. To me that sounds strange, but anyway, he's now renting an office space on South Rodeo Drive, which appears to get very little foot traffic. The luxury watch market is in a bear market, and you can get a lot of former hard-to-get pieces from an AD, that's an authorized dealer. And now he's trying to sell courses. Question number 2. The armed robbery was all over the news. Whatever happened with that? Did you ever catch the guys? Does anyone know? Anyone? Some people wonder if he actually got robbed or not. Maybe it was fake for free marketing? I don't know. I personally think he got robbed. Anthony Ferrer says they only took a decoy case with fake watches, but I don't buy that. I think he was just downplaying the actual loss. Why would there be $1 million reward for catching the bad guys and getting your fake watches back? Let me know what you think. Question number 3. How about Marco's robbery? Any updates on that? Did insurance pay out anything, or were any watches retrieved? Was it a setup that Marco could have been a part of? And whatever happened to the Stephen Tran guy? This was a bit of a tougher question, I know, but I wanted to know how much insurance paid out on the first robbery that Marco was part of. They talked about being underinsured. Anthony talked a lot about a Stephen Tran guy being the person who set them up. I and a lot of other people warned them that their security was a joke. You would think that they would follow us up on the story, but they didn't. Quick side note. So why did Anthony Ferrer of the Timepiece Gentleman ghost me? It's probably because he didn't want to answer my questions on a live stream, even though it was kind of his suggestion. It would have been pre-recorded with the option to edit things out. He even offered to fly out to Chicago and film a day in the life with me. No. My life is effing boring, and I really don't want to have to show him, or anyone for that matter, around the city. It's a beautiful city, by the way. I figured a quick couple questions would be the best bang for the buck. He was very agreeable to it, as you can see here in this email. In the end, I know he bought some paid articles with some pseudo-reputable sites in an effort to hopefully buy his way back on the top of page 1 of Google search results. Question 4. Anthony, let me ask you about the Blackout. I know you guys came out and said it was a publicity stunt gone wrong, but a lot of people still think there was more to the story. Is there perhaps more to the story that you can add? Remember the Blackout? The supposed publicity stunt. Yeah, I don't buy that either. My guess is they ran into financial problems and panicked. The whole charity thing was so fake, the video was quickly deleted, never to be seen again. The apology videos that came after seemed lacking as far as a real explanation. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Question number 5. Are you still cool with Roman Sharf? And what have been your interactions with him lately? At the time, he told me over the phone that everything was great with Roman. They talked every day, did business together, and everything was great. But I don't know. I haven't seen much or heard much of Roman on Anthony's channel. I also just learned that Roman had a big party. Hang on. More like epic watch event in Miami, Florida with Adam and Jordan from Mento Watches. It's a pretty cool video. Check it out. Watch Eric was there, and strangely, even Anthony Ferrer's old buddy, the interior designer, Mishu, was there as well with a rare watch. It seems to me that people don't want to be featured in his videos anymore. Case in point, just recently, a business owner named Wesley Stokes purchased $1 million worth of watches from Anthony. The video was posted 2 times and deleted both times. I mean, who in the world wants to advertise to the world they bought $1 million worth of luxury watches? Anyway, the guy is getting wrecked online just by associating with Anthony Ferrer of the Timepiece Gentleman. Question number 6. Anthony, some criticize you as not being a true entrepreneur success story because of your ability to attract outside investors. I say to each his own, and more power to you. That's just a part of business. What would you say to these critics? So, if you didn't know, Anthony Ferrer was discovered to have an interesting past. Let's just say that he was allegedly involved in the oldest profession in the world. He even admitted to this. Here's an old profile for context purposes. I may or may not leave this in. Let me know if you think it's inappropriate. But anyway, some say his clients were investors and funded his entrepreneur lifestyle, therefore making him not a true and legitimate successful entrepreneur. I kind of agree with this, but let me know what you think. Question number 7. Anthony, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but as a tax professional, I'm very curious. But is the old business with you and Marco as partners experiencing any tax problems? Am I right? Aren't you curious to know? I mean, you have the questionable sales tax practices, the lavish and extravagant $20,000 dinners, leasing Lamborghinis, McLarens, Corvettes, and all the crazy spending. As a tax pro, I can tell you that some people have the idea that if you spend all of your money in business, then you won't have to pay any taxes on it. On the one hand, okay, sure. You have a net loss at the end of the year, then you don't have any taxable income. Okay. Your goal in business should be to make a profit, but to also pay no more in taxes than you legally owe. There are many smarter ways to do this, like legal tax planning strategies, as opposed to just spending all your money so that you show a net loss at the end of the year. If audited, the IRS can disallow all of the unnecessary business expenses, thereby creating additional taxable income. Question number 8. Anthony, reflecting on all that's happened, what are your biggest takeaways and lessons learned from the whole Timepiece Gentleman saga, even up until recent events? I thought this was a pretty good question. Life is about growing and learning and being better than you were before. From watching and lightly following what Anthony and TPG has been up to, I don't think he's learning from his mistakes and growing as a person. He's allegedly in trouble again with another 1 or 2 DUIs. He's had multiple DUIs in the past and spent years of his life in prison. I don't know. After 1 DUI, you should learn your lesson, in my opinion. But I try not to judge. You'll recall that he had a failed partnership with Marco and lost most of his old team. If we don't learn from our past, we're doomed to repeat it. Where does he go from here? Question number 9. Anthony, the watch market looks like it's correcting hard and we're likely entering a recession if we're not already in one. Where does Anthony Ferrer and the Timepiece Gentleman go from here? And what are you doing to prepare for these rough markets? I know what I would do. I would cut back on spending, operate as lean as possible, cut non-producing staff, and stockpile cash reserves. He's got a lot of staff, and I really can't figure out what they all do, and if I'm being honest, I really don't care who they are, they're just not very interesting. Did he really spend $500,000 on Grant Cardone's sales training? That's insane. I've been following Grant Cardone for a while, I bought his books, they were all good, but I can tell you he's just another grifter. As a result, Anthony Ferrer has pivoted towards selling online courses, Watch Your University as he calls it. For $2,500, you too can learn how to flip a watch and build a business. Question number 10. Anthony, any last words or thoughts that you'd like to share with your fans, followers, and aspiring entrepreneurs? What would Tony say here? He would probably say something like, think big, follow your dreams, and don't let haters get in your way. What do you think he would say here? I can tell you with certainty that what you see on social media, including YouTube, a lot of it is fake, and a lot of what you see with Anthony Ferrer and the Timepiece Gentleman is also fake or made up for the sake of views/marketing. Always keep that in mind. Like, there's no way he paid Grant Cardone $500,000 for sales training. Think about it. He didn't even get a picture with him. Please share your thoughts with me in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do me a favor and like the video if you found it entertaining or insightful. Consider subscribing to stay connected. As always, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.